the brand, the model. Is it successful? If it's successful and you like what they do and you can see yourself doing that each day, then are you willing to follow the recipe? If you're going to take the recipe away and change it, don't buy the franchise. Leave it alone. It's what it is because it's not broken. It's what it is because the recipe works. It gets massaged along the way over 25 years. It's happened. But the recipe is fundamentally the same recipe. Treat customers with respect. Give them what they want. Make it affordable and reasonable, but you've bought a business and you're entitled to your reward. They're the things, they're the fundamental recipe, but then the recipe of the business is in the training. Follow it. If you're not going to do that, look somewhere else.
So, again, using your experience, once they decide to get started, what would be your keys to a franchisee to make their business as successful as possible? What things do they need to do once they are actually a franchisee? You know, yes, follow the recipe, but what other things are really important, do you think, in business?
Well, different things will be received by different franchise partners. So during we've got an 11-day training course, so it's a long time. You're here for a long time, but you get exposed to everything. What you've got to do is pick out the parts that resonate with you. So, for instance, if you can't deal with people, like if you can't interact with people face to face, but you still want to be in the business, then you probably need to get somebody that can interact with people. So you're going to sit at home, run the business, do the quotes and manage that, but you've got somebody that's the face of the business that you can do that. And we've had that happen. Look, I think the recipe is the secret, but I know what you're saying. Once they go back to their own home and the euphoria of training and all that's over, now it's the hard yards. I think the business planning and the goal setting that's done at training, that needs to go home and be put on the wall. And then you need to look at that regularly. You need to get support. You know, we've got support, a support guy here that will contact them constantly. You need to put your hand up and ask questions when it's tough. And it gets tough, gets lonely when you're in business as well, very lonely. And Trace, we all know, you know, no matter how many people you've got around you in an office, it can be really lonely. So you've got to be willing to put your hand up and ask a question.
Yeah.
Keep communicating.
Thank you so much for spending the time with us today. There's so many valuable gold nuggets in there for people to take away. The thing that I love most is that, you know, yes, you can make money cleaning gutters. And I think, you know, people forget how much you can actually make and that it's not just, you know, residential houses. There's big commercial contracts and it's a proven system. And, you know, 25 years of franchising, 30 years in business, you know, you're an overnight success. Well done, you know. But what I think Gutter-Vac is a demonstration of is a good Australian business. It was created out of a need, at a barbecue over a beer. And the whole way through, you've just used values of, you know, being good to our customers, showing good customer service, being good to your franchisees and creating a community of people who can all succeed together. And there's many people's lives that you have changed through Gutter-Vac. You know, you and Anne putting, you know, your money where your mouth was and putting in the hard work and actually helping people have a good Australian-based business that's providing for their families and, in fact, passing it on and having that legacy to their family. So congratulations from me because, you know, you've made...
I got one question for you.
Yeah.
Imagine the first franchisee. What was he thinking? What were they thinking? There's an industry that didn't exist. There was nothing in the yellow pages. No one paid anyone to clean their gutters except for the kid down the street. And you're going to be the first franchisee. I take my hat off to him. How brave were they to do that? Yeah. So the other 92 that have followed them have at least had something to look at that's happened before. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm going to put details into the show notes of the podcast. So if you want to reach out to Gutter-Vac, but it's pretty simple, guttervac.com.au. You can get all the information there. Reach out to Warren and the team at Gutter-Vac if you're thinking about joining a franchise group, having your own service-based business. I highly recommend Gutter-Vac. I've seen the P&Ls. I know you can make money cleaning gutters. And also, too, if you're just listening and going, I think I actually need my gutters cleaned, head over to the website. One of the local franchisees will be able to help you. And sometimes that's actually the best way to check out a business, is to actually get someone to go and do your, your service, or maybe a member of your family, because hopefully, your area is vacant for you to take over. But thanks so much for your time, Warren. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone listening chucks in a comment underneath this. And thanks, Warren, for his time, because after 25 years in franchising, Warren's probably one of the most experienced franchisors in Australia you're going to find, and just so giving and helpful for us all. So thanks, Warren.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It's been great.